Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda, and this is Gizmo.
We're the Newcomers. Today, we're wrapping up a nice week. We've had a visitor, as you know, if you've been watching. Linda's sister Connie has been here, and we've had a good time. Have you had a good time?
He's kind of going, where's Mommy? Which one's Mommy?
Most of you know what we are all about. We bring you news and events and just little tidbits from our life here in the Villages, Florida. And nothing we tell you is considered 100% gospel. Do your own investigations. Check out everything we say. Certainly don't take any serious advice from us when it comes to buying your home or anything like that. But we're having fun, and we're trying to help you have fun too. And we'd like to invite you to please subscribe to our channel. You can do that by clicking the subscribe button, and then there's a little bell. If you can find that bell, which is not easy to find sometimes, then you can click that and it will notify you every time we post a video, and that helps us out, so thank you. Today's show is dedicated to Al. Al was a dear friend, and we got to know Al and Sandy several years ago.
Yeah.
I remember when they invited us to join them and their sales agent on a tour of the model homes.
Yes, that was fun.
Since then, we've played bocce, we've gone to each other's homes, and even cruised together.
And golf together.
And unfortunately, Al passed away recently, and we just wanted to dedicate this show to him, and we miss him, and
Yeah.
it's a very sad time.
We're also going to talk about the do's and don'ts for would-be villagers.
Is the music too loud at Sawgrass?
And what is your favorite recreation center?
All that and more coming right up. Hit it, Wally.
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
We have a new t-shirt store.
We do.
I know we've hopped around with this a little bit,
I know.
but we're proud and happy to say that a local store is going to start carrying our shirts in stock, and you can stop by there, or you can get their online store and order online.
Right.
So we're happy that Custom Apparel up on Wedgewood Ln, that's up on 466,
Right.
will be handling our shirts. And again, we don't make any money, not a cent off these shirts, and but they do a great job. And we're so happy that they're going to have some in stock, and you can go by there and
That'll be nice for people just to walk in, get the shirt, go home with it without shipping and all that kind of stuff.
This is my favorite right there. That's my favorite. It's a cartoony.
Yeah.
There's you, Gizmo, right there. See?
That's pretty sweet.
All right.
Upcoming entertainment. Well, we did have some entertainment this last week. We went to see Gary Lewis and the Playboys, and that was a fun concert. Enjoyed that tremendously.
Super good. And I don't know how these guys do it. I mean, he's in his 70s
Right.
and still touring the country.
Yeah.
And still making those oldies sound so good.
So good. And energy he has. I'm going, he's up there dancing, and he's a slim little guy. And I'm going, no wonder he's slim. He's up there dancing and moving around and shaking that tambourine. I said, well, give me a tambourine. Let me shake off some of this. But boy, that was a fun night. And Rocking the Rollers, they were fantastic.
Yeah, it was a Rocky production, and he is friends with so many big performers.
Yes, he is.
And it was good, really good. And Gary Lewis, what a nice guy.
Yeah.
We were able to spend some time alone with him and filmed a little interview, and you'll get to see that coming up pretty soon.
Right. And they have some other concerts coming up. We're going to go to one this week called Leonid, right?
Leonid and Friends.
Leonid and Friends, and that's like
That's
Chicago.
actually next Monday.
Yeah, what's coming up anyway is hopefully you get to go see
I think
that
it's
too.
Monday.
And that's like the Chicago type band.
And the Modern Gentleman, and that. If you read the reviews on that, these are Frankie Valli's 4 seasons, and
Awesome.
they're not with him anymore. They're doing their own thing, and I'll bet that's going to be really good.
It's going to be fun.
I mean, I love all those. Save It For Me, Big Girls Don't
I
Cry,
love that.
Sherry Baby.
Woo! I want
Yeah.
you to sing that.
My time for singing something that high has long passed.
Oh, wow.
In the Villages, there have been some golf cart thefts, just a
dear.
couple. Remember that the town squares are open. People can come to the town square. You don't have to be a villager. And in fact, the entire villages can be accessed with the push of a button. So a couple of carts were stolen, but I think they were caught. I think the bad guys were caught in this case, so that was good.
Good.
And the Chitty Chatty Bridge was closed down.
I heard about that. Oh my goodness.
The Chitty Chatty Bridge goes from Lake Deaton Plaza over the State Road 44 to the village of Chitty Chatty, and then on to Bradford, and then it goes up to St. Catherine and Case and Hammock and Citrus Grove and all those places. A car evidently went off the road on 44 and hit the abutment of that bridge, and they had to close it down.
Well, they just want to inspect it, make sure it's perfect for any traveling golf carts.
Well, they did, and they got right on it, and it wasn't closed too long. But
That's good.
I remember we lived on the northern side of the Ohio River. You remember that?
I do.
If they, and they did, close that bridge once in a while to inspect it or to repair it. What a hassle. I mean, that would cause a huge detour for the people in Bradford and Chitty Chatty to come all the way around.
That's true. That's true. But these people back home, that bridge had cars. This one for golf carts, not as important as a car bridge. But yeah, it is a problem. But
well, if you were in Chitty Chatty and you wanted to get groceries, you'd have to drive all the way over to Magnolia Plaza.
yeah, you'd have to get in your car.
And you'd have to go to Publix.
It's time for that sweet and salty.
Are you going to do the sweet?
I want to do the sweet today.
Okay, do it.
This is from Dennis and Karen. Both of you are very genuine and caring people, and that's what we need more of in this world. People like you. Aww. Well, I try to be sweet every day. Do you, Jerry, try to be
That's
sweet
the only
every day?
thing that there's just too little love.
What the world? Come on, let's sing it.
I do.
Let's sing it, Jerry.
Let's see. I want to move that just a little, make myself in the middle. Is that okay? Hey, buddy. You're pushing on me.
Well,
all right.
did you want to sing a little bit of that song?
No, I'd get a copy. By the way, we had 2 copyright strikes this week. We buy programs that allow us to use music in our videos, and we pay for that. But still, 2 songs that we had paid for were flagged by YouTube, which means they demonetized the videos and everything, but we had bought access to them. But a different company says that's their song. And so it seems like copyright issues are a big hassle, so that's why you won't find me singing along too much.
Not too much.
No.
You know, we love to go to driveway parties. We love to visit people when they have their outings and stuff, but sometimes we just can't do a show or a video for that and put it on our YouTube channel because we'll get a big X on it, and then if we do that, they may take us off the air.
That's right. We got a warning yesterday that when I disputed those claims, which I have to because we paid for it.
Yeah.
They said if you dispute too often, that your channel can be removed.
Yeah.
So they kind of got you over a barrel.
So things, yeah, they do. So things with music, we have to be really careful of.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's Salty.
All right, Salty.
This is from Jay Rowland.
Jay Rowland. Isn't there a Rowland that wrote Harry Potter or something like that?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't you have anything better to do?
Oh.
I would never, ever move to that high school for old folks. Drinking, nosy people, too many people, and you can't even get into most clubs. And who the F wants all these golf carts?
Oh, they didn't use the F.
Jay Rowland, you sound like a nice person.
Well, high school, maybe college.
I can't understand these people that want to crack on old people. Is it like they're not planning to get old? They don't?
They stop aging?
Although I tell you, when you're young, do you remember when you were young? I do. I could never imagine myself as being over 60 years old. No. But you get there.
Yeah. We're ready for the first question.
All right.
All right.
Knock it out.
This is from Carol Ann. Do you have a favorite rec center, decor and activities-wise? A favorite executive golf course? Well, for the favorite rec center is Seabreeze. I love Seabreeze. It's coastal feeling. It's very Florida, and I really enjoy that rec center. And I have to be honest, we have not been in all the rec centers. One of these days, that should be a goal of ours to go to every single rec center. Why not, Jerry?
Well, because from a guy's point of view, you've seen one, you've seen them all.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Now, there are some rec centers. What's the one, Everglades, down south of 44? What is that rec center by Magnolia Plaza? What's that one called?
Everglades?
That's Everglades? All right. Now, Jerry, the Everglades Rec Center is got the motif of state parks, right? Or national parks. So that's different. It's got pictures of national parks. That's different from Seabreeze, which is very coastal to me, and I like that.
I don't care about that.
Well, okay.
They got an RC car track. They got a
Yeah.
pond where you can remote control your
Right,
boats. They've got a
right.
pool tables.
Yeah.
I never noticed anything else about it.
Okay. Anyway, they're all lovely, but
They
so
are.
far, Seabreeze is my favorite.
I think probably my favorite because it's close to us and it's neat looking. Kind of reminds me of Yellowstone. Is Burnshead.
Yes.
The Burnshead Rec Center is a log cabin,
Yes.
and inside it's
That's-
done in a Western motif.
That's charming.
And it is. It's neat. And but really, all the rec centers are great.
They are beautiful.
And many of them have pool tables and meeting rooms.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Sure.
they'll have other things like table shuffleboard.
Right.
And they'll have the bocce and they'll have the shuffleboard outside and they'll have
right.
pickleball courts.
Outside, but the motif inside is what maybe we're talking about.
Yeah.
I also like Colony Rec Center. It's very beautiful. Anyway, that's a goal of mine. Now, executive golf course. My favorite would be Sarasota because it's a short little course. I got a hole in one there, so that's my favorite.
Gotta rub it in, don't you? Gotta rub it in.
I got a hole in one. Jerry said I'd be the first one in this. to get one.
Sarasota is nice. It's very easy. I think they call it a level 3 course.
Yeah,
Very,
they're all on different levels.
I don't know if 3 is harder or 1's harder, but it's the easiest course you can have. There's 2
Right.
sets of cups. But I mean, I like a lot of them. I used to like Palmetto the best, but then its greens kind of got shabby, so it's kind of off my list. And Volusia I like. Truman I like.
I like Okeechobee, but there's that one hole that's really long. I don't
Okeechobee?
like it. Yeah, I think
Okay.
Okeechobee's
All
kind of
right.
fun too.
All right, our next question. It's from Tracy. I've never seen anyone smoking in the Villages videos. How often do you encounter cigarette smoke in the Villages? Pretty much never.
We don't
No.
very often.
None of our neighbors smoke that I know of. I'll tell you what I do smell once in a while are these guys chomping on these big fat cigars. Cigar smokers.
Not very many that you see.
And some people will throw them on the green when they're putting,
Oh,
and
really?
you'll find a cigar laying on the green.
Oh,
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
But cigarette smoke, some people do smoke. My mom was a big smoker.
You know what? Jerry's mom, bless her heart, she did smoke. And when Jerry and I were dating back when I was 17, we were 17 years old, 18. She did. She smoked quite a bit, maybe 2 packs a day or more. I don't even know, but a lot. And you know, bless her heart, she ended up having a stroke in her late 70s. And she did pass, she had a stroke. And when she came to out of that and went to a recovery center and everything, she never asked for a cigarette again. Something happened.
Super heavy smoker. This is crazy. And one day she just forgot that she ever smoked.
Yeah, it was.
And that was it. No more smoking. We had tried so hard to get her to quit, and then one day, that was it.
Oh my gosh, it was
Yeah.
just really crazy.
Unusual.
This is from Tom. Do you have a short list of key do's and don'ts for about to be villagers? Pitfalls to avoid? Unhealthy and unrealistic expectations to guard against? Do's and don'ts. Well, I would definitely do downsize as much as you can. I say don't get rid of everything you cherish. Find some, a small box that you can bring some things that you cherish. But the space is limited here for sure. So any more key do and don'ts, I'm not sure.
No, I got a few. I'm not even going to address that. That's we've said that so many times.
Right.
But number one, when you get here, file for your homestead exemption.
Yes.
That will lower
Yes.
your taxes
Yes.
quite a bit. Get that ASAP. There's a cutoff. I don't know when it is. I think it's in March. Get your homestead exemption. Get your driver's license switched over. That'll make you a Florida resident, and everything else will be much easier if you have your Florida ID.
Right.
Get involved. Join your neighborhood groups. Get in a golf league.
Right.
Join some clubs, and make some friends. That's it. Make some friends. There's a Nextdoor app. Have you seen the Nextdoor app? You have to prove you live here. You can't get on that until you move.
Until you move here and you have your address.
But once you have it, it's a good source for handyman, painters.
Where's your best
Yard
pizza
workers.
place? Where are you going to find your best fried chicken or whatever, your restaurants that they'll tell you about.
I can tell them on that.
Yeah, I know. And also when you get here right away, find your doctor. Find where you're going to go for your medicine, your all that. That's super important. We didn't do that, and we had some issues that first year when I had a stroke, and that was hard. We were scrambling. So get your doctors, get your pharmacy.
That's right.
Set down. Mm-hmm.
And I think another do, and probably one of the most important ones, is be a good neighbor.
Yeah.
If you be a good neighbor, you'll probably have good neighbors.
Exactly.
And have fun. That's our biggest advice. Have fun here. As far as don'ts, we're going to focus on the positives. You do those things and you won't have very many don'ts. Danielle writes, this is a tough one. Is the Villages your forever home?
That's a hard subject to cover.
It is.
It really is. We think so. We think this is our forever home. We love our home. And Jerry's working on the camera angle. Got it. So we picked this house. We walked in and we said, it just spoke to us. We just knew this was the home that was going to check all the boxes, and it just felt right. And but we don't know what life will bring. We don't know what's going to happen to us physically, and we do know some neighbors that are moving back to their home because of their health issues. They want to be by their family and their children. So you never know what's going to be your forever home. Right now, we think this is our forever home.
A great answer. She did a good job on that. She nailed it right on the head. When what you think will happen now is not what you will think will happen in 10 years.
In 10 years, it could be totally different.
We're healthy. We're having a ball. We love it. We love it. We can't see living anywhere else. We certainly could move to a different house.
Yes.
I mean, we love this house, but who knows? We might find one we like more or better, or a location. We love our location too. Well, let's say we found a house with a view that still ticked all the same boxes. We might consider moving, but it still would be in the Villages. I can't think of moving anywhere outside the Villages that would make us as happy as we
No,
are.
and if we did ever move to outside the Villages, we'd probably go near one of our sons.
Absolutely.
To be close in case we're really bad at health at that particular time. And it would probably be in some kind of a community of 55 plus or a condo close. I don't know.
Yeah, probably so.
You just never know what's going to happen in the next 10 years. But right now, we're loving this house.
That's right.
I guess we need to give him a raise or something, or give him a treat. What's wrong, Bubby? Come here. Look at the camera.
How can I do the intro if you just keep talking and keep talking and keep talking?
Go.
Why do I have two in a row?
You did it. That's what I'm. Super video. A link to a super video. Oh. This is going to be chopped out.
My fault. Did I already say that? I did?
Just Alan Sandy. That's all.
3. Sorry.
Go for it.
Well, now I got to throw it all out and start again. It's time for Gizmo.
Okay. Where is
I think he's ready.
Buddy?
Take it away, Gizmo.
It's time to work. I guess we. And this is from Fred. Have you heard of any scuttlebutt of the music at Sawgrass being too loud? We sure enjoy going there and watching the shows. Hopefully it keeps up. Take care. Well, Scuttlebutt. We have heard that it was loud for a few of the neighbors, but and I think they've addressed it actually.
They did. In fact, they've toned it way down, and there's a petition going out now that says let's get it back to the way it was.
Okay.
They want the rock and roll.
All right.
You know what a tricky situation. And they're saying, well, people that bought their homes knew it was near Sawgrass.
Knew it was going to be there. Sure.
But, again, I see both points. You don't know how loud the music's going to be when you buy a house. Maybe they'll find a happy medium. But the people down there do want to have fun. They close it down at 9. So,
Yeah.
Although I know some people that go to bed before
We
9.
know some people. I'm shouting at my sister. My sister Connie, she's here. She goes to bed really early, and she gets up really early. So there are people. Our neighbors do go to bed early.
I think a little rock and roll is good for the soul, don't you?
So dancing in the bed. Where are we?
What?
When you're sleeping and you hear Sawgrass music, you want to go to sleep and you're hearing the music.
She popped out. Boy, this one, they used a real typewriter. Remember those old typewriters? I'm a hunt and pecker.
Yes.
In college, I did all my work like that. No computers. I remember the first computer I ever saw. Did you all ever see an early computer? It was like
Huge.
giant filing cabinets that filled a whole wall. And my watch nowadays has a more powerful computer than that giant thing was. It's amazing. But anyway, I'm going to try to read this right here. This is from Ellen. If I lived in the villages, I'd want to take part in sports such as pickleball, water volleyball, tennis, bocce ball. What if you love sports, but you're a mediocre player or a beginner? Is there a place for you? Well, Ellen, sure there is. You're going to find people in the same boat. Mm-hmm. If you mistakenly find yourself in a group of people that are in a more advanced league,
They'll let you know.
They will let you know, like me on the water volleyball. When, I was out there thinking I was killing it, man. I thought I was doing so good.
You were killing it,
And
Jay.
they pulled me aside and said, you know what? You need to get some instruction. Why don't you get some instruction and come back?
There went that ego.
Well, yeah. But you can go to the beginners. Mm-hmm. Find out when it's introductory. Find out when it's an open court. Mm-hmm. Go with some friends of yours.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you jump into an advanced league and you don't have the skills, it can be a little bit humbling.
Humbling, yeah. But there are levels.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And this is from Sydney. Is there a permit or license needed to plant fruit trees in your backyard? When you said license, that kind of threw me. Permit, it's a good question. And I think there is no permit. I think you can plant your fruit trees, but you do have to pick them up. I did hear that if you do have a fruit tree, you have to make sure, try to get the fruit off the ground as soon as you can after it falls. I know it might be hard for snowbirds or seasonal people to have a fruit tree, but if you have a fruit tree, you need to get that up because the animals will come, and that's encouraging rodents. You don't want that.
You're right. And boy, do you remember when we bought your golf cart?
I do. And that was a fun day.
we bought her golf cart from there was an open house.
Yes.
And we went to this open house, and they had a golf cart for sale, and we bought it. It only had 30 hours on it.
Yes.
And we happened to look out the window, and I saw a tree full of these yellow fruits, big yellow fruits, and I thought they were oranges.
And this lady was trimming the tree and cutting branches off. She was actually cutting a lot of branches off, and there were, 50 lemons on the ground. And
they're lemons. They're giant
they
lemons.
look like grapefruits. They were this big. They were that big. And I'm going,
They said,
"Whoa."
take all you
She
want.
said, take all you can carry. So guess what? This shirt came up, and I was putting them in like Lucy with chocolates.
You made the lemonade. But what we do know a lot of people with fruit trees, and I know that none of them have ever gotten a permit. Is it legal? I'm not sure. But you can plant fruit trees, but just be aware that they say that the rats and the other animals that you may not deem good would come and munch on them.
I really don't know too many other what kind of fruit trees I had. We have seen papayas.
You got limes. You got limes and lemons and orange trees.
I don't know about if people grow orange trees, but they might. But what were those big green things that were hanging down, Jerry? Real tall plant.
Papayas, mangoes.
Maybe, mangoes. So we have seen fruit trees, yeah.
Here's a question I saw that wasn't really addressed to us, but I copied it and brought it into the show here so that we could discuss it. From Jose. We were at the square on Saturday to see Rocky and the Rollers. One thing that was really irritating was that most of the people around us were clearly not there for the show, but to socialize. They spent the entire time talking, hollering because of the music. We could barely hear the music. Why not stay at their home or on one of their friends' home and socialize there so that others can enjoy the show? That shows arrogance.
Oh,
Jose,
arrogance.
I'm with you, Jose, in certain situations. I can't stand when you go to a play or a movie or a concert and the people behind you are talking when you want to hear it. But an open air concert like this is more for the social than for the music, I would say. The music is just there to kind of set the tone.
It's to set the tone, the ambiance of a party every night.
And when we go to the square, we bump into people that we know or we've seen or we've met, or people that want to meet us or whatever. And so we chat and we talk, and we do talk. And that's what they want to do. So I think when that happens, what you'd be best to do is move closer to the band.
Move closer to the band, or go to the Savannah Center to see the bands and sit in a concert type situation and enjoy the music that way. I think the squares are really for social.
It doesn't bother me at all at the squares, but boy, if I go to a concert and the people in the front row get up and start dancing or
that's happened to us before. We've been in a concert and people in front of us stood up, and then of course that makes everybody else stand up.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Yeah, we're mad about that. So
well, Jose, just take a chair. Take your own chair.
Take your chair.
And move that chair up closer to the stage, and you could, or close to a speaker. Then you won't be able to hear anybody talk. Sometimes when I go, I want to take earplugs because the music is so loud.
We did that. Where was that, Jerry? Jerry proposed to me, and we went to a concert. And who were we watching?
Crystal Gale and Ronnie Millsap.
Ronnie Millsap. And he was so excited that night to give me that ring. And we sat on the front row, and guess what? It was right beside the speaker. And we couldn't even hear each other yell. We did move a little bit.
You remember when Crystal Gale came down and she was talking to me?
She kept looking at Jerry the whole night, and I kept thinking, he's mine.
Sorry, Crystal.
Crystal Gale, you missed it. It's from Nancy. Hi, I'm wondering if the Villages has any storm shelters for an impending tornado. Hope you're all well. There are no storm shelters that we can go to that are in the Villages. Outside the Villages in Wildwood, there is a community center that is designated for shelter. But basically, we were told from the sheriff's office here that if there is any kind of a warning for weather warning, stay in your home. Stay there. You're best at your own home. Find a center location, your bathroom or your closet area. Go there.
We have a plan. That was only partly supposed to be funny. That's where we'd go. We'd go into one of our small interior rooms with no windows, lots of support, and hunker down. There are no basements in the Villages. We had them in Indiana. We'd go down there, but we had a lot more power outages in Indiana. We haven't had it here.
Right.
We've only been here 4 years and 5 months. So thankfully, knock on wood, no real bad weather. So, interior room.
Those shelters in Wildwood and other places. Oh, and there's another one we found on the internet that you could go to. The Wildwood Elementary School is a Sumter County general population shelter. You could go to the elementary school in Wildwood, and that's on Huey Street. But if you're driving through and something happens, a siren goes off, that's traveling people that are coming through. Maybe that's the place to go. But people that live in the Villages, go to your home.
Yeah, you want to stay away from a mobile home park. They apparently attract tornadoes. From Linda Pearl. I know since you moved to TV, that's an abbreviation for the Villages. The prices have escalated like crazy, but I'm curious, was there ever a time when home prices were negotiable? We thought we knew the answer, but just to be sure, we reached out to an expert, one of the Villages sales agents, and they told us that they don't know of a time ever when prices were negotiable on new homes. The Villages sets a price for a home, and then they put it up for sale. And if it sells, it sells. They don't allow negotiations or outbidding or
No.
bidding wars or anything like that. If it doesn't sell, or maybe they've moved on to a new section, they might discount a home eventually, but it has nothing to do with the buyer. It's something done by the villages themselves. Now on a pre-owned home, like our home,
Yeah.
totally negotiable.
Yes.
Whether it's the villages selling it or an outside realtor selling it, you can dicker all you like. You can
Yeah.
make an offer, a counter offer, back and forth. It's all up to you. It's time for shout outs. Before we start our shout outs, I'd like to talk about something I've seen 2 different times when I actually thought about it over at our neighborhood Walmart.
Okay.
I usually drop off my professional shopper here,
Here.
and she goes in and shops, and I'm outside answering emails, making comments on the blog and all that kind of stuff. Hey,
Are we offending
hey,
somebody?
what's up with us?
Because he wants to go in Walmart. He turned all the way around.
And I observe things. And sometimes we get letters like we did from that person that commented about old people earlier. And I want you to know that at our neighborhood Walmart, I see mature people like us pushing their carts out to their car, unloading their groceries, taking that cart all the way back to the store. Almost every time. In fact, I haven't seen it over there, not yet.
Yeah.
Except I've seen some young people that don't walk it back. They'll just wedge it up against something else and take off. So I just want to commend the people that take the time to do that, because
Right.
it's a nice thing to do.
It is.
And some people say, well, that other guy gets paid to come out and get them. Yeah, well, the carts can roll and hit cars and whatever.
Absolutely.
But no, I think the people here are genuinely nice people.
Yeah.
And they take care of that.
That's
so
right.
here are Kevin and Jody. They're from California. They say they're about 5 years from retirement, but are headed here for a lifestyle visit, and they're going to pick out their future retirement home.
This is Mark and Lisa. You might remember that they sent in their busy schedule last week. They crammed a lot of activities into their visit, and they stayed at an Airbnb in Citrus Grove. And they were there for a whole month of March. I bet they saw a lot.
Yeah. Brad sent in this picture. He said, if you're wondering if the Villages is a gated community, don't worry, because actually it's a gatored community.
Get that wah-wah.
Yeah, but I don't know, how do you come up with that picture? Brad, you have a pet alligator?
Chris and Lynn closed on their new home in the village of Newell on April 3rd. Congratulations and welcome to the Villages.
We took a drive down through Newell the other day. We drove the entire way, all the way out to 470.
Yes.
Holy moly.
Holy moly, that was far away.
We thought the Villages was big when we moved here.
We did.
Now it's twice as big.
Woo.
Gosh. But congratulations. This is Garrett and Tasha. They're also from California. They recently stayed in an Airbnb and took in a lot of the sights. They even went to Crystal River and swam with the manatees. That sounds like a great time. Hey, Linda had a go around with the beautician yesterday.
I wasn't going to tell that story, but I really busted to tell it.
She was due. She's overdue.
I'm overdue.
And I've offered, quit it. I've offered to color these for her. We've got a set of Sharpies with just about every color you could want. And I can color those.
Well, this is the thing. There's a lot of Lindas in the Villages. A lot of Lindas. And 2 times this has happened so far that I've gone to my hairdresser. Love her dearly. Fantastic Sam. They're great. I love what she does to my hair. And I've been there, and another lady named Linda is there at the same time. And when I get to the register, they said, it's her time. And I've gone home 2 times. But somehow it happened for the 3rd time this week. And we found out finally, to get the bottom of this, is my phone number is on both accounts, her account and my account. And so they keep leaving texts to my number saying what time I'm supposed to be there. I don't know.
Long story short, She didn't get her hair done.
I didn't get my hair done. I let the other girl
She
have
came
it.
back, she was cussing and kicking things.
The other girl was leaving town for 5 months, and she had company coming on Sunday, and so
please, come on.
I let her have it, and so I went home. I said, I have company actually right now. I'll just do mine next week or the week after. So I still don't have an appointment. I hope I get one. Anyway, crazy times. Too many Lindas.
Tony K. McCabe sending this picture. She got to meet astronaut Fred Gregory
Oh my goodness.
over at the Kennedy Space Center. And she also sent some other great shots from that experience. I guess she went on the tour and everything.
That's a fun tour. That's
So
very
cool,
nice.
yeah.
This is Steve and Robin. They sent in a picture, and they were visiting Dunedin recently, but not Dunedin, Florida, and not Dunedin in the Villages. Dunedin in
New Zealand.
I didn't know they had a Dunedin. We're going to have to visit that one, Jerry.
That's too far. That's a 20-hour plane ride
Here,
at least.
it's terribly far away.
Hey, remember Bob and Betty we told you about that moved to the Villages, and they were not upset, but just disappointed and a little bit depressed and a little dejected that people had not welcomed them. They didn't get a welcome to the Villages sign and whatever. Anyway, they've been in touch with us. Does that look like a happy person? So if you guys want to meet them, Kathy and Eddie, that's their real names. They live in Newell, and she's just overjoyed, and I think some other people have reached out and made them feel welcome, and they're feeling much better about the Villages.
Yay.
It's time for Gizmo. You ready, pal? Take it away.
Hi, everybody. I sure hope you're doing well. I got a couple for you today. Why does a flamingo only lift one leg? Because if he lifted the other leg, he'd fall down. Why couldn't the green pepper practice archery? Because it didn't have an arrow. Habanero. Don't blame me. You sent it in. What did the triangle say to the circle? He said, "You are pointless." Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to give you one more. It's kind of a bonus because I'm not sure the quality is here this week, but a husband and wife got into an elevator and they started arguing, and he said, "Boy, I was wrong on all levels." Oh, boy. You know what they say, some days are diamonds and some days are stones. Hey, everybody, would you send me some diamonds? Send them to villagesnewcomers@gmail.com. See you next week.
Good job. Way to go, man.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice one.
Hey, be sure to tune in on Thursday. We have a video with a new resident. He bought a villa smack dab in the middle of a whole bunch of rental properties. And he's going to give you his thoughts, and we'll discuss that and show you his situation. That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to our channel and like us on Facebook. And here's a link to a super video we think you're going to like. Until next time.
See you when you get here.